All right, so we are live. Let's just change the position of the desk here and the camera. And yeah, this looks okay. Maybe let's zoom out a little bit here. Yeah, just like that. This looks better. I think so. Yeah, this looks better. Cool. So let's save that. Okay, so basically what I want to do today is continue what I've done for the last couple of days. So I want to do the Circle CI dashboard. So I prepared a few things on the Trello board that I wanted to kind of do tonight. And some of them are on the client, some of them are on the server, and I also have some plans on, you know, what to do in case we do both. I mean, all of these, which is definitely possible. But for now, let's go ahead and just get started. All right, so what I want to do now first is just split the screen here. And here, yeah, let's do a little bit, just like make it work with the camera here. And that's about it. All right. So here we can start the Postgres server, and here we can do npm start to start the server. Awesome. And here we'll do the same thing, and we will start the client. All right, so let's go ahead and do a yarn start. And one thing I did want to do but completely lost track of is to change the stream title because it's no longer the Q&A. So let's go ahead and do that and edit the stream title. So let's do that. Okay, so we are doing React client side, Redux, and Node.js PG SQL on server, AMA in the chat. All right, so chat, welcome, and AMA, Q&A in the chat. I don't know, something like that. Cool. So right, so let's go ahead and get started with the first item on the list here, which is refactor the project fetcher class to make more sense. And I don't know if you know, any of you here, and I don't even know how many people we have live, but the project.fetcher class is basically a class to fetch projects from Circle CI. But because you know, I was a little bit in a hurry, it has like a static one for list, so it acts kind of almost as a project repository and project fetcher from Circle CI, and it also acts like a Circle CI client. So I want to refactor all of this out to make more sense. So let's go ahead and do that, and let's make dir-p src server, and we'll call this client, and inside of this we will make src server clients. We'll make a circle ci.js here, and what we'll do here is, so let's see what we have here. So fetch all, and this will basically loop through our project. So this dot project will loop through our projects. And this dot project, so projects, yeah. So this dot project will loop through the projects that we have here, which isn't great, I have to say. So let's go ahead and look at the way we use the project fetcher. All right, so this is project fetcher here, dot list, and the then projects, res.json projects. All right. Yeah, that's the one here. Project fetcher dot list then projects. All right, so that's not the one. Project fetcher and projects. Okay, so where is projects? Oh, okay, got it. Got it. So basically we say project fetcher dot list. Yeah. So this is the first one we need to refactor out. So let's start with that instead of the Circle CI client. And say that this should be a part of our model. So let's go to project.model here. And we will say that here we want to return a list. Okay, so that's not good. So we have a find all. And I think I had the same issue here that class methods weren't executed. Weren't exported, which was a bit of a hassle to deal with. And I don't know if I want to deal with that now as well. But let's give it a shot. So let's give it a list here, and this will be basically just a self-executing function. And list, and then we will return this dot find all, and then here we'll do project dot list. But I think that was a problem. And let's do a quick curl localhost 4040 and API projects. All right, so this works. No, it doesn't. So here, project.list, and now this shouldn't work. Yeah, internal server error. It says that model.project.list is not a function. So let's do that. Sequelize class methods. And let's do sequelize class method exported, which is really what the problem is. It just doesn't export them. Okay, so this is that one, and then class level function is here. Also cannot use it define when creating a connection. Yeah, that's exactly the issue that I'm experiencing. So what I'll do is I will do this. All right, so and then we will say that src server models, and we will create a project.repo.js. And then here we will say project repo from models, and then project repo. So we will start with that. And this will export a default class called project repo. And we won't really have a constructor, and we'll have a list, and it will do this, and this will do that. And then here, where do we have lists? So here we don't have lists, so that's all right. And then here we have a fetch all, project index, and then export default, and project.findAll. Great. So then here we will say that this is from the project repo, and this one is also from the project repo. So now our curl should work, and it does. And our function, this project fetcher makes more sense. Now this project fetcher, so let's do that. So we have a fetch all, and we have a rebuild. And this rebuild doesn't make sense as well, because what I want is something else for that. So let's go to the project.controller, and we have a rebuild here. And for the rebuild, we say fetcher.rebuild, and we say that we start the project fetcher with an empty array, which doesn't make a lot of sense. So I'm going to try and refactor that in a minute as well. But first, let's see. So we have a fetch all, which kind of makes sense. And then we have a get latest build branch, build for branch. Oh, and actually here, I do want to do something. So let's look at the Trello here. And here, I want, where is it? This one, to refactor for the branch name. And let me explain this. So localhost 3000, and let's look at inspect here and console. Network, what happened in here? What is happening? So why isn't this working? Oh, okay, got it. So unhandled build symbol iterator is not a function. So we broke something. So project repo dot this. So let's see where the issue is. So let's do go. What is this T? Oh, okay, got it. So then here, unhandled promise rejection, type error, build symbol dot iterator is not a function. So builds here. Let current build of builds. So where is it though? Select ID name org VCS, created it and updated it from project as project. And then builds symbol iterator is not a function. So here, let's go to the network and we get builds, and then branch name is develop. And we don't have a response, which means that we failed everything. So let's look at the project.controller. There it is. And we have a get build status for branch. And let's look at the project routes. All right, and we give builds, and build is get build status. Great. So this one is the one that we want. And then this one, project repo.list, then projects. So project.repo return a project.find all, which we have then and a project, and then we say a fetcher, and then promise.all fetcher.fetch all, and then we have a result, and then we have a build. And builds.push, so it's here. Fetcher.get latest build for branch. So let's look at the fetcher and get latest build for branch, and that's the issue here. Oh, okay. Oh man, I know what the problem is. So export token and npm start. I forgot to export the token, which basically means that my server was failing to fetch from Circle CI client. So one thing we do want is here, add a useful error message if the client does not have a token. Because if I fail for it and I designed this system, then people that didn't will definitely fall for this. Okay, so what is the issue here? The issue is that I can easily search for branches. And as you can see, I can search for develop, and I can search for master, which, by the way, doesn't work. So we will see that in a minute. So let's do go. Something happened here, but it's like it doesn't work. So master. Oh, I see. Okay. I see that one. So type error, cannot read property status of undefined. Okay. Cannot read property status of undefined. All right, so we will need to take care of that. And let's look here. This is build on the server side. So this is build JS and status. This is probably here. This dot status equals build object dot status. So this one is console.log and build object. This is probably nil for one of them. So when I do master, then one of them is undefined here. So let's see which one is that. In order to do that, I will do this and name. All right, so let's go ahead and search for this again. And sticks. Sticks is undefined. So here I get sticks. So let's see what we have here. So this is interesting, actually. So let's look at the project.fetcher. And then here we have the build object. And so we have a current build. Okay. I see a bug. I see a bug. And this is actually okay. So let's go ahead and do that. So first of all, we have a fetch all here, and the fetch all so let's see here. So we have a builds. So let's look at the project.controller. By the way, if something is unclear, people in the chat room, you're being very quiet and very shy. If something is unclear or you have issues or problems or questions, then please let me know. All right, so here's the deal. When I want a get build status for branch, what I do is I get the project repo .list, and this will list all of the project in my database. And then I do a fetcher.fetch all instead of fetching the specific branch. So what happens is that now master is not a part of the last 30 builds, which creates an issue. So what I want, and this will make this a bit easier. So let's go here and look at Circle CI. So we want to look at Circle CI API. We want a specific branch. So let's look at the API reference and branch. So project and branch. That's the one. Triggers a new build. Triggers a new build, branch, recent build for a project branch. Yeah, this is what I want. The branch name should be URL encoded. You can narrow the builds to a single branch by appending tree branch in the URL. So recent build for a branch. So this one, so we want the recent build for a specific branch. So this will actually give us a build instead of us having to iterate over the builds. So this will make this a lot faster. So now let's go here, and instead of doing a fetch all, we are going to do, so then this will be then result, and then fetch for branch, and then this is going to be the branch name. So here, let's say fetch for branch and branch name. Awesome. Oh, this is actually going to be still going to be results. So then this is results. And fetch all for branch. So let's change that as well. This is going to be fetch all for branch. Awesome. So now this one is going to be this, and then project.name. And I think the one thing that I need to add is the branch here. So let's go ahead and add that. So this is going to be the branch name or branch. And we will say that const branch equal to, and we need to URL encode string JS. And I think we only need to do escape or encode URI component. Is it encode URI component like a top level? Let's see. So here node, let's say release 100. This. Yes, it is. So we can exit this and say that this is encode URI component of branch name. Awesome. And then look, if I'm not mistaken, then this should just work. But I might not be correct. So let's see here. This is a branch, and the response is a single object. So if the response is a single object, then res.json, then result, and then result project.name, and result is result. So then here in the project.fetcher, in the project.controller, we do this. So then this one is result.result. I forgot tree. I did forget tree. Thank you. Tree. And then this is the branch. Thank you for that. Okay, and then here, this is going to be result.result. And then here in the get latest build for branch, get build for branch name, and then branch name, and then this here is basically build. So I don't need all of this bullshit at all. And result.result is just a build. I think. And obviously no, but we'll see. Const build equal new build. Oh, I see what the problem is. So this is build object. Okay, so then this one const build object equals build, and I don't need that. Great. So now, if we hold still, oh, everything blew up. Avatar URL of undefined. So let's see what is the issue here. So let's look at the network. And we have a build. Great. So this actually, oh, but we only have a name for Mina, name Dodona, name. So that's not good. So let's look at build.js. And our build object is nil, which is why we're not getting anything. But the question is, why? Oh, I know why. Okay, so now here, this is result, and then result, res.json, then result. So here, what I want to do is console.log result. And this should be a pretty big thing. So let's go ahead here and refresh. We should get something. So let's, okay, this develop. And here we should get a big one. So build, and then everything else is undefined. So that's great. And then here, and then we have all commits details. So this, okay, so here, the build object is actually good. So then this is the result. I need to do it again. So let's do refresh. What do we get here? We get this one and all the builds. Okay, so where are we losing the context? Somewhere along this line, we're losing the context, and I think we're losing the context here, which is result.result. So result.name and branch name. So let's do console.log here and result.result. So again, this should be a pretty big, gnarly stack trace, and it is. So here, we still have the context that we want. And that context is the context of a single object. So then, yeah, there it is. Like this one and this one and this one. Right, so then here. Why do you wrap all your fetch calls with resolves? Where? Because I'm returning all the promises together. I'm doing like a promise.all here. So I'm fetching multiple objects and then I'm returning every one of them as a promise. Yeah, so again, I'm returning, let's look at the project fetcher. Then here there's a fetch. So project.fetcher here, there's a fetch. And so this one, promise.all resolve, and then yeah, so here I have this one. And then I resolve only when that one returns. Okay, so where am I? So fetcher here, and we have a branch name and then the build object. But here, the build object is undefined. Oh, maybe it's not the same. Let's look. Okay, here. Wait a second. What is going on? So build object, and then here the project name, and then the build object. So build.js, and then the build object. So status here. Yeah, here. Status is success. What is going on? do it again. No, yeah, it's unrelated to what I'm doing right now. I'll look at that in a second. I just want to see what is going on. Okay, so here's, oh, why is this an array? This should not be an array. So basically here, what will fix my problem is doing this as a 0, which is obviously I don't want to do, but I just want to see if that fixes my issue, and it does. So somewhere along the line, and we will see that in a minute, is becoming an array. So, and when I do that, so, oh, okay, so never mind. Okay, I'm fine. I'm fine. Actually, that's what I want to do. But let's look at here. So tree and then branch. Here, this is the recent builds for project branch. So that's actually what I want to do. And I do want the first one. So everything I'm doing now is fine. It was just a mix-up on my part. So now if I do master and I do go, I should get the build for master, and I do. And if I do release and 2017.28.0, I should be getting the projects for that. And then the thing that I'm working on is if I want this. So this should explode now, and it does. As you can see, it explodes. And the problem is that we need a tag. And specifically, tag. So what I want is basically builds for a tag. But I don't see a way to do that. And that is very, very annoying. So let's see here. We have a tree and a branch. Optional build parameters can be set as well. So we get recent summary of recent builds, and then build summary for each of the last 30 builds for a single Git repo. But I don't see a tag, and that is annoying, to be honest. I need the tag. The tag is a deal breaker for me. So I think I need to explain what I'm thinking, because otherwise I'm just being quiet, and that's pretty annoying. All right, so we basically have a few ways to get a build, right? So if I want develop or feature something or whatever, right, then what happens is that this is easy to get because you can get the branch for this. Same for master and same for release branches. So release X, Y, Z, right? The thing is that I also have tags named X.Y.Z. And this tag happens when we do releases. And from what I see here in their API, there is no way to get a specific tag. But there is a way to get the recent 30 builds. But the recent 30 builds doesn't get me master. And it might also not get me develop. Because there might be 30 builds before develop. So I need a different approach here. So let's look at the server here and look at the project.fetcher here. And here in the project.fetcher, what I get is specific builds. And then if I get specific builds, I need to basically fork this logic away. All right, so I'm going to remove that to the to-do, and I'm going to continue with that, and I'm going to think about it a little bit more. Okay, so project.fetcher here, great. So here, this should be factored out to Circle CI. So I did refactor the project fetcher to a project fetcher and a project.repo. And let's do that. So -p, so this one is good, and this one is good, and this one is good, and this one is also good. This one and this one, and actually, here I made a mistake. So project.model, here I don't really need this one. So I can remove that. All right, cool. What is this thing? Okay, git commit, and then here project fetcher refactor. And let's do git push. Great. Okay, so I'm not happy with this, but I'm gonna live with it for now, because what I want to achieve before that is more important. So let's go ahead and achieve that first. Okay, so let's add like a little navbar here. Bootstrap navbar. I don't want the v4 here. That's the one. Okay, so how do I add that? So bootstrap here. And let's look at component. There should be a navbar. There is. Awesome. So this one. Navbar and then container fluid. Okay. All right, cool. This is what I want. All right. So let's take this one. Hey, Londi, how are you? so let's take this one as a nav bar here. And let's create a component for this. Wait, I'm on the server now? All right, now I'm on the client. Cool. So let's see what we have here. So we have src here. So let's create a makedir-p src and components. And let's create a file called src components navbar. So let's make the -p src components and navbar. Great. And then src components navbar and index.js and comp index. And this is going to be a navbar. And I don't care about the actions for now. I definitely don't care about that one. And then here, this is going to be navbar. And let's create the presenter. And here, this is the presenter. So it's going to be navbar. And this is going to be navbar as well. All right, so let's go ahead and look at our index. Copy this again. Oh, Vim died. I don't know why. Let's wait for it for a second. Okay, so this one, and I don't really need the style. And src components, and then what do we have here? What is going on with Vim? All right, so index.js. So we have a browser router, and then we have routes. Great. And inside the route, we have the build screen. I don't know if I'm crazy about that, but for now, we can do that. So then import navbar from components and navbar. And then here, let's add the navbar. Okay. Does not match the corresponding. What? Oh, what? Okay, got it. So this should be navbar. All right, and this should be navbar. Okay, and this is here as well. And this is here as well. And here, same thing. Great. That was a mistake that I will not forget. So now if we go to our app, everything is still the same, which it should be. But now something is failing on the server side. What is failing? Didn't it just work? Yes, it is. Okay. I don't know what happened here. That's okay. Okay, so now here we'll go to the navbar presenter and just see that this is the navbar and save this. Once we refresh, we get the navbar. Awesome. So now let's go to the Bootstrap documentation again and take that and put it here. And how many lines down is it? Like here. And another one, I think. Yes. Okay, so let's change class to class name. And obviously that was wrong because here it's still class. Okay, what happened now? Brand. So all of these comments are no. Okay, form group. And the input should be closed. And I don't really need the form, so who cares about that one? What next? These. and that. All right, cool. So now let's go to our app, and we have a nav bar. Awesome. Not that I like it, but we have a nav bar, so that's all right. So I don't want this at all. I only need this. Okay. So first things first. What I want to do is not really put the nav bar here. I think this is wrong. So let's remove it. And let's look at our app component. So app.js. And what we're going to do is we're going to import nav bar from components nav bar here. I don't know. Yeah, let's do that. Okay. And then here, let's put the nav bar like here. Okay. So now we shouldn't have a nav bar, which is good. And if we go to index.js, we have the browser route and then the routes inside of it. So what I want is essentially like an app element, and then I browse to the internal ones. So then this one is route path. So I need the index route. Did I do it again? Really? I'm going to check it out. App.js nav. Yes, I did. Thank you. My goodness. Okay, so then that one is here. And I want an index. So how do I build the routes so that there is basically one internal one, and then so is this here like children? So then this one is basically app, and this is app, and then this one is import app from app. Is this the one? Children. How do I render children? Render children. JS. Render children React. Children. Yeah, children. So what's the problem? Do I need props.children? No. What is going on? Children is not defined. What is going on? Wait a second. So app is a component, so it should have children. Let's look at Twitch here. I think I neglected the chat. Robogtocat. So I have a question. I have a React app running on S3 and it's talking to API running on Elastic Beanstalk. App is posting to API and API is talking to DB. How can I protect the API from any request, but from what's coming from the app? I don't want anyone writing bot and hitting the API. So you can't really protect it. There isn't an easy way to protect it from that. Because if your client is reading from the API, then essentially everybody can read from that API. What you can do is you can add short-lived tokens, and then basically request the tokens, and once you have a token, you're gonna use that token to read the rest of the request from that API. But essentially, everybody can do it. So there is no good way to protect that. Alon Rod 1, what is your take on the React legal issue? I think most of it is paranoia. Yeah, that's what I think. Most of it is paranoia, and people just like to write about it. That's it. What? So here I have this one, an app, and then the route. So I wonder if that's what I want. So route, React, router, internal. What do I want? So what I want is, I want like an external, you know what I mean? I want, what is the index route in React router? Index route. App with home passes a child. Okay, so route path, and then the component is app, and index route, and the component is home. This is what I want. Okay, so then here we have a route, and then here we'll have an index route. So route path, and this is going to be app. And then index route. Path is this. And component is build screen. Something is completely wrong with Vim. I don't like literally know what's going on. Oh man, I did it again, navbar. Does not contain an exported name called index route. Okay. React router for index route. You can render anything if it matches a path. So then router, and then exact, and component home, about, and contact. Oh, okay. So it's different. So let's see here. So here we have an index.js. And this is a browser router. And here we have an app. And inside, we have the routes. So let's go back to routes.js and go back to what we had before. Remove this. And here we will have that one. And okay, great. So now here, app.js, we need the children. Why is like children not defined? Come on, man. Um, what is going on? So the routes are under app. So how do I render that to the outside? I don't remember this is required for some reason. I really don't. And no, it does. It's like it does renders the thing twice. So then this is build screen. Wait a minute. Wait, what? Where is build screen? From features, build screen. Okay, now things starting to look good. Thank you. So then this is here. Okay, so now our nav bar is at the top. Thank you. I didn't remember for some reason it's like this dot props dot children. Thank you for that. Much appreciated. Okay, so now we are going to in the nav bar index nav bar presenter, and then here so what is this link? Drop down. Who cares about the drop down? I don't. So here. Awesome. So then here, let's remove this class name equal active for now. And then this is going to be this, and then this is going to be env, and this is going to be builds, and this is going to be env var updates. Great. Okay. Awesome. So now this one is here, and for some reason it's still working, and this one is here, and awesome. So now what I want is to go to the routes.js and add one for the builds for envs. And let's add make dir -p src features, and let's call it env vars. And we're gonna add src features env vars, and we're gonna add an index.js comp index. Great, so we don't need this, we don't need that. And then let's add a presenter. And this is going to be a presenter, env vars, env vars. Awesome. So then here, build screen is changed to env vars, and that's it. Okay, so now when we wait, what? Oh, okay, okay, okay. I know what the problem is. So this should be inside of here. Okay. Cannot resolve style. That's fine. So we can remove this. Awesome. So now envar should. Why? Oh my God. Why? Like, sheesh. Why is this rendering that one? Why? Let's change something here. So this is built. Okay. So now this one. Okay. So what is going on? So is this like a wildcard like Nginx and literally it should be what it is first? Yeah, it's version 4. And it's like it's the most annoying thing in the world. Like, so why route path is this, then the component is build screen, and if the route path is env, then this is that. Exact equals true. Really? So yeah, that's what I thought. It's like Nginx. It's exactly like Nginx does. It's like yeah, that's what I thought, but I didn't know about the exact. So that's the deal. Great. So thank you for that. And that is definitely one thing. Yeah, so this is the same as Nginx. So Nginx has the deal of this, and then it will literally match everything unless you put $1 at the end, and then it will only match if the slash is at the end. So Nginx routing, Apache routing, they're like exactly the same thing. They work exactly the same way. So, but I didn't know that about like the v4 route. So I was wondering how people do it with like the index route, and now I know. So thank you for that, Juan Forward. So Juan Forward plus 10 points. You know what? Let's do plus 100 points. Who cares? Great. So, but really, really thank you for that. That definitely saved me from a bit of Googling around. And so now you guys do know that this is literally just text, right? There is no monetary prize here. So let's see that. So great. So here, so now let's look at the navbar index here. Navbar presenter. And where is this brand thing? Here. So this one is circle CI dashboard. Fresh. Awesome. Great. So now what I want is to update environment variables. Okay. And in order to update environment variables, what I need is a form. Okay, so okay, so let's do something. So here's the deal. You can't get a list of the environment variables from Circle CI. When you try and get a list of environment variables, you get the list truncated. So you have to update that one by one, which is okay. I mean, I really don't mind that. Like literally what is going on with Vim today? I'm gonna quit this and start it again. So then here is env var and then index, great, and then n var and presenter, great. So here, what I want is a simple form, right? So I'm basically going to have a key, which is going to be an input here, and then I'm going to have, once you set a key, you will get a result saying project X value Y, right? So it's going to be something like that. And then you will have a value, which is going to be another input. And then you will have a submit, which will then update the nvar on all projects. All right. So this is what I need to build. So let's first have the one for showing the values. So let's go to Bootstrap again and let's search for this. Wait a second. So this one. Okay, great. So let's go to the build screen, presenter here, and let's take that text button here at the top. I like that one here. And this one, let's give it like a call for. So let's look at that. What's going on? Let's do the on click for now. We don't need it, so we can remove it. And this dot state dot branch name. So let's not put that as well. And placeholder will be check the value of an nvar for all the projects. All right. Okay. And this, let's make this as a build container as well. Builds container. And this should not really be builds container, to be honest. It should just be app container. And then let's go to build CSS here. And this one should be here. And we don't really need that, so we can remove it. And app container we need to call it. And then in the build presenter, we can also change this to be app. App. Okay, so let's see how it looks. It looks good. Builds also look good. Okay, great. So we are golden. So now what happened? This like squished in, and I know why. So it's here. So let's take that one and put it here. And put it here. And clean this here. And now this should be good again. And it is. It can actually be a bit more spaced out. So let's give it that. Even more. Okay, great. So this is good. And this is good, and this is good. So now let's go to the nvars. And let's give it like an n variable. So once we have an n variable, we need something. So let's look at nvar, and let's look at the presenter. Sorry, the index. And let's connect the state that nvars is const nvars is equals to this dot state. Okay, and then here this is nvars. Okay. Oh, that's not what I want. I want a comma here, and awesome. Okay, so now let's go ahead and create a reducer. Src features nvars. Let's see, reducer.js, and this is going to be a reducer, and our initial state will going to be this, and this is going to be nvars, which is going to be an empty array. So return this, so return state for the default, and then this dot state dot, wait a minute. So then this dot state dot nvars, and that is going to be that one. So I don't, okay, great. So this is what I want. So now nvar reducer, and let's say that loading equals to false. And great. So then this one, and this one is going to be vars. Okay. So this one is going to be loading this dot state dot loading and vars, and this is going to be this dot state dot and vars, and then loading and vars. Okay. So now let's go ahead to our one forward. Thank you for the follow. So let's go to the index.js. Src index.js, and here we have the configure store. So store configure, where is it? Where is our storage? Oh, it's store in here. And here we have the reducer, and one of us is the build, and the other is the nvars. And then import nvars from features nvars reducer. Oh man, Nightbot is out again, giving 0 points. My goodness. I'm sorry about that. One forward. Let me fix that. Docker ps docker stop, and I need to stop the Nightbot. I'm sorry. It's like I've been working on this thing kind of on the side, but I'm sorry. It's not supposed to be up, but it sometimes just wakes up. All right. So here we have this actions type, and we don't need those, so we can remove it. Okay, great. So now let's go to the Redux, and let's look at the state, and we have nvars, and in nvars we have loading, and we have vars. Great. Awesome. So now that we have our reducer, we can work on the server side. Okay, so let's go there, and let's say here we need to fetch all nvars, and this is going to be nvar name, right? And then here we're going to do the same thing again. This dot project dot map. Fetch all nvars. What did I miss? What did I mess up here? Oh, I mess up this one. Okay. Awesome. And then we need to return a new promise. Wait. For resolve and reject. So this is going to be here. And great. So now, wait a second. Something is going on here. Nvar index.js here. Loading and vars. What is going on? What? Oh, okay. So this dot state. This one. So this one is loading, and this one is vars. So this dot state dot nvars. Why is it not? Oh, it's not this. It's state. I am sorry. Okay, great. So this is what I want. Oh, it's already 9:25. I need to wrap this up. How many people do we have watching, by the way? Are people just like why are like I'm not seeing anything in the chat room, so I'm like feeling lonely here. Okay, so this is here loading, and then this one. Okay, so now we need this on the server side as well, so let's go to the Circle CI, and that's what we need. So project, and then nvar get a single one. So this is what I want. So it's going to be circle and then project, VCS type, username, project, nvar, and then the name of the nvar. So let's take that one here, and this one is going to be here, and this one is going to be here. Oh, you mean, okay. Yeah. I see what you're saying now. Yeah, I see what you're saying now. Thank you. So here. Okay, so then this one, and okay, so then this one is going to be project.org, project.name, and then nvar, and then nvar name. Okay, here. Great, and then this one and this one. Okay, so now we have the fetch all nvars, which is going to give us this result, which is the name and then the value. And what I need, oh, I actually know why I needed it. Okay, now I know why I needed it. Yeah, I need to get back to that one because I need to overload that with more data. I don't just need the fetch. I need to overload that with like a simple, with another object. So that is why. And now I know. So we can do that. And then this one. So project, and then project.name, and then env var, and then env var name here. And then this is going to be result, and in the result what I'm going to say is that name is project.name and result is the result. Okay. So here let's look at the project controller, and I am going to export the fetch all envars. Get all envars. So here function get all envars, which is going to be a request, a response, and a next here, and then name is going to be envar name, which is going to be a request.body.name. And then what I need is this one. So fetcher is going to be a new project fetcher, and then promise.all, which is going to be fetcher dot fetch all envars with the envar name. Awesome. And then this one. Here. Oh, what happened? What happened here? Okay, here. Okay, so then this will give me the results. And in the results, what I need is this one, and this one is going to be envars. And then this one is going to be const envar is going to be this one. So name is going to be result.name, and value is going to be result.result. And then envars dot push envar and return the envars. Okay. What is happening? Okay, this is what's happening. All right, so query dot branch name. This is what I want here. And var name, and this is going to be name because this is a get. Okay, so now let's look at project.routes. And then we're gonna have envars, and this is going to be get all envars. And I need to get all envars. Yeah, I can do that for sure. It's just a habit to be more verbose. Okay, so now let's do that. Let's get API projects, and we get all the projects. Great. And let's do get API projects, and then envars. So send, and this should give us an error, which is okay. And then this one should be name equals to, let's see what I have there in terms of something that I can show on the screen. I think there is a Docker build version that I can show. Docker build version. So I'm going to take this off the screen for just a minute, just because I don't want to leak anything that is sensitive. And I see something with not found. So what is... Oh, okay. So this should be get. I'm sorry about that. So let's do that and send. Awesome. So look at that. There it is. And as you can see here, we get Fermina is something .3.2.2.2.2.3. Cool. So that is good. And this is what we want exactly. So although what I need is here, I need the project name and env_var value, and this is going to be result.result.value. I don't really need like this object here. I need a flatter object. So this one, project name and then env_var value, which is exactly what I need. Great. So now, now this is good. And let's go back to the client. And shit, where am I? Oh, here. Great. So here, let's say load envars, and this is going to be envar name and fat arrow. And here, I don't know why people are so quiet. Why are you guys so quiet today? Okay, so that here. And say actions. And import load envars from actions. And this is going to be action load envars, and this is envar name. it's a work night. Got it. Return function dispatch, and here. Okay. All right, so here, let's dispatch. And type is going to be loading envars, and loading is going to be true, and envars is going to be this. So first, let's add the loading. So here we're going to dispatch load envars with envar name. So first thing we're going to do, we're going to change the loading. Was not found in actions, default. Oh, so okay. So this should be this. Okay. So this should be this. By the way, if I'm going too fast, I know that can be a problem. Let me know. I'm gonna try and slow it down, but let me know. Like, let me know something. All right. So then let's look at this reducer from the envars, and we're gonna say that if action dot type equals to loading, then we're going to return this with loading true and vars this. So I don't really need that one. Okay. So let's do that. Okay, and then in our envar presenter, let's show this dot props dot loading here, and then on click we are going to say that this dot props dot, what did I call it, env index. So load envars with this dot refs dot envar name dot value. So then this is going to be envar name. Okay, so now all that should happen is that we're gonna see a loading, which I don't see. So this dot props dot loading is not showing up as anything. So let's inspect this. So where is the React here? So React, and let's look at this component. This is the one, and loading is false, but it's not showing up here. So let's like put it, I don't know, here. Maybe a toString. Okay, false. And what should happen now when I do this? We should have a true. Okay, great. So this is all that should have happened, right? Just so we're clear on what should have happened. So let's do something here, and then bootstrap loading spinner. Let's see if we have that. Okay, this one is nice. So what is happening here? This dot button loading, set timeout, this button reset. What is happening? Var this dot button. I literally have no idea what's going on. So then the button, we have this one, ID load, data loading text. Oh, so you're gonna add this state to the button. All right, cool. Okay. This one. So you basically add that one as a loading here. And this is like font awesome. But I don't want font awesome. So let's do this. Here. Disabled equals to not this dot props dot loading. Okay, great. So now this is disabled, and let's do that. So const button text equals to search and let, and then if this dot props dot loading, then button text equals to loading. Let's do something like that. I really don't want to like delay on this. This is literally nothing important. So then here, this is going to be button text. Okay, so then this is search, And then if this dot props dot loading, then loading. Great. So then, why is this disabled then? Oh, okay. So this dot props dot loading should be disabled. Okay. So search, now it's loading. Great. Awesome. This is all I wanted. Okay. So that's great now. And now what I want here is like a simple, really simple table. So let's do wow, like I don't even remember the last time I did the tables. So I know there is like a nice little table with Bootstrap, like this one. So then table class equals table. I literally did not write table on an HTML file for like years. All right, so yeah, this one, table, and then tbody and tr, thscope. Okay, so let's do that. Okay, so great. So here, let's do that. Table class name equals to table. And then what do we do? Like t-head? T-head, yes. So t-head. And then tr, right? Yes. And then th, what? Th. And this is going to be project name. And this is going to be var value. And then this is tr. What is going on? Oh, I need to close the table. Okay, let's look at my React app. Okay. So now what I need is a tbody. And here what I need is this dot props dot vars dot map. And then var okay. And then here what I need is to return draw cell with the var. Okay, so then I need this here. So this dot draw cell. So draw cell and var object, and we are going to return tr and then td and object dot project name, right? Yes, and var value. So td and another td with var object dot var value. Okay. Now let's see how that looks. Obviously, it shouldn't look like anything. Line 10, object is not defined. Oh, it's var object. Okay. Great. So now we need to call our server here. So let's look at the nvar actions. So what we need to do is fetch an HTTP local. So let's do that. So HTTP localhost 4040, and then API projects and vars, and what now? So name equals to nvar name dot then res.json dot then, and then this is going to be results. All right, I have literally 5 minutes before my my next meeting, so I am going to do it quickly. All right, so then this is this. And then we are going to dispatch a type of loaded env vars, and loading equals to false and vars equals to results. And then in our reducer, we can say that if action.type equals to loaded, then we are going to return. We don't really need the loading here, so we can do that. And then this is going to be false, and vars equals to action.results. All right, so let's see what did we screw up. So what was that? Is it like Docker build version? It is. Search, boom, everything blew up. Cannot read property map of undefined. So let's go here. Store, browser, route, app. And here we have the env, we have the connect, and we have the envar. So loading is true, and vars is an array. So let's see what's going on here with Redux. So var is an empty array. Oh, what happened here? So I need to return loading false, and then var is action dot results. Oh, it's action dot vars. All right, so let's do that. And here, another one. So vars and message not found. What? Network and vars. Okay, got it. So this is API projects here. So again, awesome. So now we have this one, and something is wrong with the table. So let's do that. Presenter. So TR, and then we have a TD, and another TD, and then a TR. So why is this not rendering nicely? why isn't this like rendering like this? So why is this TD not rendering the same way? So this is T body. Well, this is weird. And then TR and then TD, TD. Yeah, the class table is here. The div class name is table. And I have a T head here. Oh, I see. So this is T head here. And then this is a T body. So now this should look good. All right. Awesome. So then here, let's do app.css and dot table, then text align is going to be left. Right. So then, oh man, this looks so great. Well, I mean, it doesn't look so great, but it's such a great tool for me right now. Okay, so then Docker. Awesome. So this is amazing. And all I need to do now is add the update. So now let's do Docker build version like 22222 and see what's going on. And network, we get nothing. Awesome. Great. So first, git commit -m and vars component is complete. You can now see the full results. And then that one. All right, so then let's take this one as a like a screenshot here. Upload that. And then let's take this one as a screenshot as well. Look at that, man. How often do you see like a build like that during a stream? Seriously though, seriously. And then upload. And awesome. So now this we have our screenshots, which is great. And let me copy these so I can have them in the history. And let's do that. And now we have the README. I literally have 3 minutes before my next meeting. So then this one is screen. This is full view of the recent builds for a specific branch. And then here, this is going to be an image. Builds view. And this is the build view. So let's put that here. And another one. Check that nvars match across all your projects. So then this is going to be nvars. And this is going to be here. README screenshots. All right, so now this is the project. You guys can look at it. If we look at the Trello, so we have the project fetcher done. And that's basically it. All right, so this one, and then this is the server. Read nvars and send back to the client. And git push origin master. Git browse. And this is the server. So you guys can check that out as well. And yeah, so that's it for today. I have another meeting lined up. If you guys want, what I can, but I don't see like great participation today, so I don't know how much you're excited even about what I'm doing right now. But if there was, I would definitely like maybe mute the phone and then get back to work a little bit. But I don't see like a big excitement. So we're going to see each other tomorrow at 8 p.m. PST. And if you want to see me before that, then you need to hop on Discord or on YouTube. Peace.